Salutations everyone, and welcome to What Mattered, the show where I tell you what mattered in the news this week. Today is Pi Day, so you know what that means. It's an arbitrary day that we use to justify gorging ourselves on, food that's not good for us. So in other words, it's a Saturday. This is What Mattered. So, we've been hearing about a Ghostbusters sequel, or a Ghostbusters reboot, for a number of years now, and then just in the last month we got the news that they're doing an all-female Ghostbusters thing, and it was official, and people reacted to that. Well, now, we're getting an all-male Ghostbusters movie, so a reboot, I'm guessing, because it's not with the original people. Supposedly, Channing Tatum's already attached to the project or something. And I really don't understand what all the hype is about Ghostbusters. I mean, just personally, I don't understand why it's such a big deal, why it has such a huge following. Everyone loved the first movie. Fans didn't really like the second movie, and then there was a cartoon show and a video game that was bad. It's like there's not a whole lot that the fandom really has to like. They like one movie, and that's it. That's the only thing that they like. And they've been going apeshit for years about there being a sequel. And, oh, you can't reboot it. And now there's all females. And, and now there's all male. I don't get it. They're supposed to be, connected somehow. I don't know how you do one team of Ghostbusters and then another team of Ghostbusters just a year later. I honestly don't understand why they're doing this, who's excited for it, or really anything about this, to be completely honest. Not a big Ghostbusters fan myself. I mean, I've seen both of the movies, and they were okay for the time. I don't think the second one was terrible, but I mean, nostalgia, people. It's my childhood, fucking whatever. And speaking of movie sequels and childhoods, we have a little bit more information about the Star Wars movies outside of Episode 7, which hits theaters this December. The first spin-off will be next December 16th, 2016. It's the one starring Felicity Jones, who's casted as the lead role, and it will be titled Rogue One. What does Rogue One mean? Who knows? It sounds a lot like, Slave One, Rogue One, I don't know. And we have info that the Episode 8 will be coming out May of 2017. So we've known for a while now that Disney wants to make a Star Wars movie every single year. One for the original trilogy, then a spin-off, and another for a trilogy, and then another spin-off. And they're just going to do that for a while until they figure out how to make even more money by releasing 3 a year or something like that. I don't know. So that's very cool, very interesting. Having from December to May between the spin-off and Episode 8 is pretty cool. So, that's only going to be like half a year to wait instead of a full year. And we still don't know a whole lot about what Episode 7, it has in store for us, or what this spin-off is going to be. Is it going to take place during the same time as this new trilogy? It's going to be taken in the past or the future, or it's completely separate altogether? What is Rogue One? I don't know. Mine goes straight to Slave One, because people have always been wanting a Boba Fett spin-off movie, which I've never thought made a lot of sense, because he's in the original trilogy, he's on screen for 2 minutes, and then he dies like a bitch. He sucks at fighting, he sucks at his job. Boba Fett's a crappy character. The only reason anyone likes him is because of his armor. Let's be honest, people. And hopefully that's not it. Hopefully it's not like a bounty hunter story. I'm probably not going to be a Han Solo movie now that we have Felicity Jones, and it's called Rogue One, and he was in a plane crash, and then there's just 7 parsecs. Anywho, interesting stuff about Star Wars, including Marvel's newest announcement. So Marvel has announced that starting in September will be their new line of comic books for the Star Wars universe, and this storyline will be encompassing the 30-year gap between The Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. There's also going to be a separate storyline, from C-3PO's point of view. It's going to be told in at least 20 books starting in September. I don't know if the comic book run will finish before The Force Awakens comes out. Probably not, but it's nice to know that we will get filled in on the gap between the two films and inform us about what is happening. So now we get some, actual canonical storylines that are happening after Return of the Jedi and will lead up to what we will experience this year in December in the theaters in Star Wars The Force Awakens. I'm sure it's going to disappoint fanboys everywhere because it's not exactly like the fan fiction that they wrote when they were 12. And in other comic book news, with DC's upcoming Convergent storyline comes the reboot of many of their comic book lines, and with that comes new costumes. So we've seen quite a few announced this week. We got the new Superman, which is a little different from his traditional getup. Not completely drastic. We've seen something similar from Grant Morrison's Action Comics run. Just a shirt and pants, no cape, nothing fancy. And he's got like bandages around his fist or like part of his cape. I don't know what that is. So interesting. I'm sure a lot of people will be angry about that. We have Wonder Woman's new costume, which looks pretty cool. Kind of like looks like Lady Sif inspired, but she's got these weird like stabby bracers things. So it's like, why would Wonder Woman need those? Anyways, whatever. We also have a new Flash, which is as every single new Flash costume goes, barely different, but people are going to complain. And Green Lantern, Hal Jordan's new costume. I don't know if that whole like hoodie getup is going to be the same, but he's got the Green Lantern gauntlet prototype that we saw that he took in the previous storyline. So what do you guys think about these new costume changes? I know that New 52 didn't really blow a lot of people out of the water, including myself. They had some bright lights in certain character storylines, but with the new Convergence, hopefully we will be getting better stuff for everybody, and including with that new costumes, which is always fun. Sometimes they make poor decisions, but sometimes they make good ones. So after a year and a half of waiting, being promised at launch, or at least close to it, that Heists would be available, a year and a half later, people can finally play part of the game that they paid for a year and a half ago. Heists are online and people have been playing it. And of course, the Rockstar servers have been plagued with issues, much like they were at the very launch of the game a year and a half ago. People have problems signing in, matchmaking's been broken, matchmaking isn't very good anyway, and they also added other new updates, which is cool, but I'm really curious as to why no one ever calls Rockstar on their bullshit, on them making a mistake. Everyone loves, shitting on EA or BioWare or any other gaming company when it comes to, delays or problems. Oh, 343, you ruined the Master Chief Collection. But, every other game that has had problems when it comes to anything, they've fixed it well within a year and a half. And now finally Rockstar got the heist up, and then not a whole lot of people could play, just like it was at launch. And for the most part, that has been fixed. They also added other updates to the multiplayer, but I've heard that a lot of people have liked the heist. They've been taking a lot of time to, actually get them done. And the time that it takes to do the heist is well within what people were expecting. Outside of the first heist, which is a disappointment, there are 5 available right now, and outside of the first one, people seem to be enjoying them fairly well. The good money being taken in. We get it. Lester's creepy. You don't have to keep hammering that in. And also other fixes to the multiplayer that they made. New game modes and stuff. Still no cops and crooks. Still no chopper versus chopper. Still no ability to turn off the police, or all kinds of stuff that they had in GTA 4 that no one's calling out Rockstar on is available in GTA 5, but everyone's happy, so I guess no harm, no foul. In other gaming news, Uncharted 4 has been pushed back to spring of 2016. It's sad. It's the game that was going to get me to buy a PS4, but I guess I'm just going to have to wait another year. So who knows what void that Sony's going to try to push marketing-wise for their holiday, pinnacle game, because that's what Uncharted 4 was going to be. But now we'll see, what they start pushing now. Naughty Dog, always a company you can trust, so if they need more time to make the game that they want to make, that's perfectly fine. Good on you guys. We've seen what rushed games, what comes of that. GTA 5. And it's sad to see, but understandable. and I still cannot wait to play it. And in video game sequel news, Titanfall 2 was officially announced on the 1-year anniversary of Titanfall's launch. They also made all of the DLC free across 360 and Xbox One, which is really cool of them. The game's always been derp cheap for like the last 6-7 months. I got it with the season pass for $13 on Black Friday, and the sequel's coming out, and it's not going to be an Xbox exclusive. Surprise, surprise. It's coming out on the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC. So, good on you, Respawn Entertainment. Everyone was super hyped for the first game, and then nothing happened. Nobody really cared once it came out. Like I said, they wouldn't. The game was kind of boring, way too simplistic. There was no campaign or any sort of non-competitive multiplayer aspect to it, but it's getting a sequel, and people are excited. I think the game was good enough for $13, and hopefully, the sequel will be at least that good, if not, hopefully better, and there'll be more than 4,000 people playing at a time. That would be different. Anywho, in the Blowfish, that is what mattered this week. If you'd like to know what matters in the future, you can hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you thought of the show. Comments always appreciated. If you have any questions, I will answer them below, and I'll see you guys next time.